Hi everyone, my name's Ann Deidre and this is the Intuitive Millionaire Coach Show, and this is my husband Dean.
Hello everyone.
And this is a show where we talk about intuition and life purpose and learn how our intuition can really help us in our life. That's why I call myself the Intuitive Millionaire Coach, because there are wealth and riches within us and our creativity that can lead us to the life of our dreams. So thank you for tuning in today. And I'm working with my on-air client, Kelly. We've been working together for quite a few weeks now, and we missed last week, so I'm really looking forward to checking in with Kelly today. So welcome, Kelly.
Thank you very much.
Well, I know that we've got a lot of things happening. Kelly has been in some of my teleclasses, and she's in my inner circle on Facebook, so I have a little bit of an idea, inside scoop, if you will, of what's been happening. But why don't you, let's see where we're going to start today. Now, I haven't really talked with you for a couple of weeks, so can you refresh my memory as the best that you remember just a couple of weeks ago where we were? And then I'll intuitively kind of tune in and we'll see what's happening now. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, I know I started saying how I was just not happy with, my relationship, my job, just a lot of stuff going on in my life. So you had me describe what my perfect day would be, and then we started kind of getting into that, and you were saying how much if my energy changing will more attract the type of guy that I should or would like to have in my life,
Right.
a little bit more healthy.
Right.
So then, which was great. It was all good information. And so then kind of going from there, I have completely shifted my focus into being more focused on, finding my life purpose, finding my career, going back to school, hopefully in the fall, and really just kind of putting my energy into that instead of putting my energy into relationships, which is what I guess I have always done, and I've completely forgot about myself in the process. So that's kind of where I am.
That sounds perfect, really. And, I know posting in our inner circle, and I shared myself, I think it's one of the most challenging things in life to even leave a relationship that doesn't really serve us. I think there's always this hope that something could change, and I'm of the belief that it's quite possible. So I would necessarily never say never. Sometimes when you shift your energy, the other person starts to shift their energy. But there does come a time of discernment when I think for you, Kelly, what I'm getting is that the more focus you put into your purpose, which you're continuing to discover more and more, and I can't wait to talk to you about your recent weekend. I think that's just a natural feeling when you start to feel love for yourself more, which I know you were doing, that the relationship that really doesn't serve you starts to pale in comparison. You start to notice, it's as if you didn't have those other things going for you, it would become the focus of your life. And when you start to have these other things that you're passionate about, you start to see where else you're out of alignment. Following? And that's what's happening with you?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And, I mean, it feels good, like, focusing on this and, like, having this direction, it really is lifting me up, and it makes me feel really good and happy with myself. And so then when I start to focus on, Adam, for example, and kind of just the drama that sometimes happens there, I start to feel the unhappy feelings, but then I can pretty quickly switch myself back to being like, okay, no, that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm not getting involved with that, and I can move on. So it's good.
And I think some of the things that have come through for you intuitively, when I think of that information that's come through over the past month or so, and I can feel it coming through at the same time you are, because as an intuitive, there's nothing I could know other than when I just received the information. And when I received the information that it was not really you this whole time and you really connected with that, I think it makes a lot easier to Because I think a lot of us have this underlying, I'm not enough, and if this person loves me, then I will feel as though I am enough. And without that consciousness, it just runs us, and we feel pretty helpless and powerless over that. Would you agree? So that's probably helped you, I would imagine, to know that to know that a pattern that was there doesn't have to be repeated, and if you do, you can catch yourself with awareness and say, this is not a competition, and if he wants to go play lacrosse or whatever, so be it. I would think that would be really much more comforting to you than what you were experiencing before.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, good. So, out of curiosity, is he just as busy as ever with other things?
Well, pretty much. Still pretty much the same deal. I guess I just don't let it stress me out. I don't know. I know I was leaving work today, and I was thinking, I really, really wish that we did not work together, because then I could, I think, more clearly figure out what I'd like to do with it, because now we see each other every day, so it's kind of like, for the sake of not being uncomfortable, and we talk to each other, and it's fine. We've been hanging out a little, and it's good. I enjoy his company, but I don't know. I don't know, but I'm fine with not knowing though too.
Yeah, well, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. Now, have you noticed that he's picked up on a little bit of your detachment energy, or is he just so involved with himself that he hasn't noticed?
He hasn't really. Well, no, he has noticed.
And how has that shown up?
Well, because he's, more interested in me.
More attentive. Is that funny how that works?
Yeah, but
right.
But it's still in a detached way, because it's still. We were having coffee the other day at work, and he said to me, how, because his past girlfriend, this last girlfriend he had, really kind of screwed him up, and she had just sent him this long text message, I guess, so he wanted to talk about it. And he said, he's like, he said that he just does not trust in love anymore, and he doesn't feel like he can be in a relationship until he feels like he can really, truly give, all of himself to that person, and he just doesn't trust any of it anymore, so he can't do that. So he's honest about it. I kind of understand where he is, and I've kind of learned, I'm respecting that, and so I don't know. It is what it is.
Transition period.
Yeah. Right.
And I suppose, to be fair, you've been in a transition period yourself of sorts. So, do you feel like he has any goals in life like you do that he is working on, or is this it for him?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's a pretty good question. Not that you have to ask him, but
yeah.
There was something when I said transition, I was getting the information that transition means you're going somewhere, metaphorically. And he doesn't share or confide in you any kind of hopes or aspirations or dreams that he hasn't fulfilled or...
Not really, no.
And that's probably not all that appealing to you these days, I'm thinking.
Yeah, no. That's true. That's very true.
And so, you want to share with everyone some of the new exciting healing modalities and information you've been reading on holistic health and whatnot? Because that's really going to ignite your path, Kelly. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. So, the weekend I spent in New Jersey getting certified in ticketed Reiki, which was so cool. And I had never had this kind of Reiki done on me before I went.
Right.
I had the Western Reiki done on me, and it's completely different, and it's a really cool healing modality. So I'm excited to have learned it.
Yes, I'm too.
Yeah. So I guess I'm still, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
That's because you're in my manifesting class, right?
I know. Yeah, no, that will help.
I hope you are. I'm planning on a lot of success stories, just so you know.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
That's my favorite thing, to help bring forth information that you already have and continue to teach you the skills to know what to do with your gifts and talents. And obviously you have a gift and talent for healing. And so we'll work together. Everyone in the class, we're going to, I'll let everybody know, I just opened up a second class by popular demand, which I'm thrilled about. We're going to have it Tuesday evenings via phone for 6 weeks, starting on April 3rd. It's called Manifesting with Your Intuition. And I'd say about 8 years ago at this point, I discovered that I had a channel of intuition, if you will, where I'm able to now coach, write books, create workshops, all kinds of things from my intuition, and manifesting my highest good and what I say I came here to do. And then to be able to help other people do the same thing is really my mission and purpose. And I like to really work closely with people, either one-on-one or group coaching, to help bring out those gifts. And it's a time more important than ever that we bring these gifts out into the world. The world needs it more than ever. If you've heard about 2012 and the awakening, it's something that's happening. There's a spiritual awakening on the planet. People are realizing that there's more to life than what it appears to be. And I feel like we're all on the cutting edge here of really creating a new, wonderful place to live that a lot of people are calling heaven on earth. And so, Kelly, you're right on perfect divine timing. And I think you're starting to see already how when you follow your heart, you follow what you're inspired to do. I don't get a whole lot ahead of time. I have to say this time last year, the thought about writing another book was kind of rolling around in my head. I thought about it maybe 2 years ago. I actually got the title of the book, but wasn't really happening, just kind of an idea. And I wasn't ready for it. I had other things I was doing. But once you start on the spiritual path, Kelly, you will continue to get these ideas and inspirations. And we're going to work in the class to be able to distinguish between, we all have an ego voice and we all have a higher self. And you've been in my first class. So how are you doing with deciphering the difference? Are you getting more comfortable feeling the difference between those two forms of guidance that we all have?
Yes, for the most part, I think so.
Yeah, it's definitely something to practice, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of the exercises that you had us do, like, trying to, or figuring out what was it called, our animal totem. I just keep trying to remember that, of just letting the information come and not trying to force anything. And so I do try to practice that as much as I can. I do need to meditate more than I do. But yes, no, I did learn a lot from that class.
Yeah. And again, the feeling of guidance that you're going to continue. Now, tell me about that feeling that you had about Jikun and Reiki. Now, I know we talked about this, and these fears do come up. Oh, do I have the money to do this? Oh, do I have the time to do this? But I was talking to you last week a little bit off the air about how to manage that. And so how do you feel about that? Now, I think there's an inner quiet knowing, right? I know that there's an inner quiet knowing and a sense of peace. I almost describe it as if you just kind of, breathe a sigh of relief a little bit when you make that choice based in your highest good. Even though you still may have some fears swimming around, the overall feeling that you're doing something that your soul is moving you forward to do, I think you can feel right in your gut. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. It is. And I think that's why I decided to do it, is because when I saw some information on it, and it's just a feeling that I am getting used to feeling that, and you just know. It just kind of bowls you over kind of feeling that.
Right.
And you can't get it off your mind, and you know that you need to